Tractate Bava Batra, page 138. We'll start with 137b, about, 4 lines. 4 lines from the bottom of the page. First case scenario, a person refused to receive a gift. Refusing to receive a gift, does that mean that he has the responsibility to acquire it or not? Reuven gave something to Shimon, a estate, and Shimon said, I don't want that. So Rashi in Tractate Reuven tells us it's something that we should know behind the story itself. Shimon can scream and yell and said, I don't want it, but it may be creditor that Shimon owes money. And the moment they hear that Reuven gave to Shimon a estate, they said to him, all right, you don't want it, we're going to take it. So here we're going to deal with the Maaseh Kinyanim if a person expressed his objection, or a person was acquiesced, he displayed equanimity, didn't react. Does that mean that it's acquired by him or not? Soon you see the disputation between Tanakama and Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel, and later Rabbi Yochanan came in and said that it has to be toward a middleman or another person that's involved with this. But before we go there, I just want to give you a vignette of practicality. In this shi'ur, there is a response. It's called She'elot v'Tshuvot Divrei Malkiel. It was Rabbi Malkiel Tzvi Halevi Tenenbaum. He was the rabbi of Lomzha in Poland. So in his book Divrei Malkiel Chelek Gimel, the 3rd book, he speak about a real case scenario that soon you see a derivative in our Sugiyah. Reuven owns a lot of estates, and one day, as you know, the world is in a circle, and he lost, and he figured out soon it will be a bankruptcy. So since he have several estates left, what did he do? He called his friend Shimon and he put on his name and on another friend, let's call him Levi, his estate. Why? He wanted to make sure that the creditors, whoever he owes money, private institution, banks, whatever it is, will not be able to collect what he owes. Now the problem is that Shimon, the recipient, Reuven figured out that Shimon will never sell it, but Shimon, unfortunately, his business too went down. So what did he do? Without the consent of Reuven, he transferred his estate to Levi. And the whole idea is, he said, look, you, Reuven, already gave one of your estates to Levi, you transferred the name. So I figure out, why should I bother to ask you? I put it on his name. Now, the problem in that case was Levi passed away. So now, the government, as we call here the IRS, the taxes, came in, and they asked to collect tax, and here is the heavy taxes for all these different estates. The question is, who needs to pay? Reuven said to Shimon, hey, I didn't give you the right to transfer to Levi. The fact that I give one of my estate to Levi is none of your business. You didn't get my consent, so therefore, since they give a fine, you should pay it. Shimon said, no, I tried to help you by allowing you to transfer my name. Because I was caring for you, I transferred to Levi, and I figure out it's not a problem since you already did one of your estate on his name. So therefore, the fact that you did not express your objections. So anyway, in short, I just give you the outcome. Later we'll discuss in a Sugiyah. Divrei Malkiel, Rabbi Tenenbaum, he hold, may he rest in peace, he hold that Shimon exempts from payment. Why? Because lo nechshav keshomer, we do not hold his responsibility as a paid guard. So here we are, 137b, 4 lines from the bottom. אמר רב יהודה אמר שמואל, הכותב נכסיו לאחר, ואמר לה אי אפשי בהן, קנה ואפילו עומד וצווח. So later the Gemara explained, but basically Rabbi Yochanan Amar lo kana. So here you see disputation. If Reuven wrote his estate to Shimon, the Shimon said, I don't want it, even his scream, it's his. As we explained, Rashi and Reuven, it's a reason with the creditor. Rabbi Yochanan said no. Rabbi Yochanan said he does not acquire it. Amar Rabbi Yada bar Mamal velo plige. He said it's really not a form of disputation between the two. Why? And here we are on page 138. כאן בצווח מעיקרה, כאן בשותק מעיקרה. Here we have to differentiate between the recipient that right away demonstrates his objections, that he doesn't want this gift. So you cannot, אין מזכים לאדם בעל כוחו, you cannot enforce the person to take it. The other one, if a person was quiet, so we understand that only later he expressed himself, so therefore it's already his. So you have to speak here about situation that it was another fellow, that he make the transferring of ownership to another fellow. So because he does that it's already his chefetz, it's his, that's the way Kovetz Shurim explained, and therefore it's stay by him. The Rashbam here brings the Gemarrah in Chulin, Memdalet. They speak about how exactly it happened, how Kol HaMachzir Zacha Bahem. But anyway, so he said, ושתק ולבסוף צווח, באנו למחלוקת רבן שמעון וגם רבנן. If at the beginning he displayed equanimity, then he started screaming. So here we have disputation. The Tanya כותב נכסיו לאחר, if someone wrote a matter of gift to someone else, והיו בהן עבדים ואמר לה יפשי בהם. I don't want to take care of those slaves with all the problems. So as we learn in Gittin 12, a person can do that. So therefore, אם היה רבן שני כהן, הרי אלו אוכלים בתרומה. Why? Because that's the זכיית המתנה, that they can be part of the kuna, receive it, and so the slaves cannot eat from the truma, and therefore the one himself who give it, if he's still alive, so therefore his hair can get it, but as we said, Rashbam explained that the slaves cannot partake of the truma. והבינה בה לתנא אפילו עומד וצווח. So we just said that the person cannot acquire a gift without his consent. So we said, ואמר רבא ויתימה רבי יוחנן בצווח מעיקרו. So here we talk about a situation that the person was shouting in protest for outset. Everyone agrees that he is not acquired. The whole disputation is if you have another person that the recipient was there and was silent. So here's the problem. The fact that you were quiet, you acquire it. Now it's like reneged, it changes mind. Rabban Shimon Gamliel Savar Ochiach Sofo al Tchilato, that in a sense of retroactive act, we understand that he didn't want to receive these slaves as a gift. He always hold, if it's not in my possession, to what end should I shout? What's the purpose of me? It's just, Rashbam said, it's just look disgraceful to scream, especially if someone wants to give you a gift and you scream, we don't want it. Now we start a new subject. Person is deathbed, we try to be respectful to him, so he said, give to this one so and so and so and so. The one who take precedent in the will, they all get as one. לפיכך רצה עליו שטר חוב, גובה מכולם. If it was a creditor, he collect from everyone. אבל אמר, תנו 200 זוז לפלוני, ואחריו לפלוני, ואחריו לפלוני. So here it's like in a sense of a consequential order. אומרים כל הקודם בשטר זוכה. Anyone who takes precedence first, he's the one who get it. Obviously there is much more to discuss. There's Rashi in Gittin 50 that they discuss this, the Adrama, discuss what exactly happened, but to give you just the outline. לפיכך יצא עליו שטר חוב, גובה מן האחרון, אין לו גובה משלפניו, אין לו גובה משלפני פניו. So basically you go by the promissory notes that start the last one, and then if not the previous, until the previous recipient. תנו רבנן, ערב שבס, right? תנו רבנן, שכיב שאמר תנו 200 זוז לפנוני, בני בכורי כראוי לו. So obviously we all know that the firstborn, double. נוטלן ונוטל בכורתו. As we said, the Gemarrah later on explained the nuances, but in general it's double portion. אם אמר בבכורתו, ידוע לעליונה. רצה נוטלן, רצה נוטל בכורתו. If it's more than 200 dinar. ושכיב שאמר תנו 200 זוז לפלוני אשתי כראוי לה. So basically express that my wife, that it is appropriate for her. She takes the 200 dinars and take payment of her marriage contract as well. נוטלתה נותן כתובתה. אם אמר בכתובתה, if he said give her the 200 dinars as a payment for her כתובה for her marriage contract, 138b, ידע על העליונה. So she basically, they have the advantage in she can pick and choose which one she wants. רצתה נוטלתן, רצתה נוטל כתובתה. She have a choice either to take that one, she take the money of the marriage contract. Because the husband cannot reduce the Ramban and Ran said from the כתובה of his wife. ושכיב רש"י אמר, תנו 200 זוז לפלוני בעל חובי, כראוי לו, נוטלן ונוטל חובו. ואם אמר בחובי, נוטלן בחובו. So the Gemarrah said, משום דאמר כראוי לו, נוטלן ונוטל את חובו, because he said it's appropriate for him, he should take the payment and take the debt, ודילמה קראוי לו בחובו, כלומר, maybe he meant to say that it's appropriate for him for his debt. אמר רב נחמן אמר ליהונה, המאני רבי עקיבא היא דדייק לישנה יתרה. You go by the Rabbi Akiva, that he go by expound superfluous language, and Rabbi Akiva basically said that if is no unnecessary word, basically it's apparently intended to add a matter. תתנן, ולא תבור ולא תדוד, אבל בשכתב אוקמה ורומה, even he wrote the depth and heights, וצריך לקח לו דרך דברי רבי עקיבא. So basically the Rabbi Akiva hold that he needs from the buyer to get himself a path to reach whatever remains his. Why? Because he sold the area, the house, along with the house itself, and no longer had permission to walk there. That's Rabbi Akiva's view. Remember the discussion we discussed not long ago about מוכר בעין יפה, מוכר not בעין יפה, that's the whole notion of Rabbi Akiva and חכמים. וחומרים לא צריך לקח לו דרך. הוא מודה רבי עקיבא בזמן שאמר לו חוץ מאלו, if he excluded it, שאינו צריך לקח לו דרך. He doesn't purchase for himself a path. על מה כיוון לא צריך וכאמר לתפוי מילתא קאתי, החינם לא צריך וכאמר לתפוי מילתא קאתי. So he basically wants to add this 200 dinars, that's the addition to his death. So, תנו רבנן שכיב שאמר מנה שיש אצל פלוני, העדים כותבים אף על פי שאין מכירים. Those witnesses can write, even they don't recognize the person. לפיכך, כשהוא גובה צריך להביא ראיה. When he collect the debt, he must bring proof of death. The document written in this witness is not regarded to the proof. דברי רבי מאיר, חמורים הם כותבים אלא אם כן מכירים. Only if you recognize it. לפיכך, consequently, כשהוא גובה, when the person who have the ירושה, the heir, collects the death, אין צריך להביא ראיה. He doesn't need to bring a proof, more than the document himself, by the witness, that he the status of the promissory note. אמר רב נחמן אמר לי ונתן הרב רב מאיר אומר, אין כותבים בחומרים כותבים, באף רבי לא אמר אלא משום בית דין טועין. Because the whole assumption is that the rabbinic court that make a mistake and allow the heir to collect without furnishing additional proof. אמר רב דימי מן ארדה הלכתה, אין חושים בבדין טועין. The halacha is that you should not be concerned about mistakes, so therefore the eidim, the witnesses, can write the word of the person who is in a deathbed, even if they are not sure if it is true or not. ומאי שנה מדרב, אדם הרב אין חולצין אלא אם כן מכירים, והם מענים אלא אם כן מכירים. So the whole notion is that you have to know the person, both in חליצה and מיון. לפיכך כותבים גט חליצה וגט מיון ואף על פי שאין מכירים. מה איתם? עליו משום דחושים בדין טועין, that's not your concern. לא, בדינה בתר בדינה. לדייקה, בדינה בתר עדים דייקה. You have to differentiate between checking of the after another bedin versus if you check and examine carefully those witnesses. So therefore, if the person in deathbed said that he, at the front of witnesses, that he owes so and so, and the witnesses wrote what he said, you should not worry the erroneous mistake of the bedin, because that's basically the clarification that come out of the cross-examination by the witnesses. Now the next Mishnah speaks, in a way, continuation of the previous Mishnah in 136, in a sense that the father gave his son the estate, but without the fruits, the produce that come out of those. As long as the father is alive, he can cut detach produce from the estate that he owned and feed the produce whoever he wishes, because that's his. Mashin yachtalush, whatever he left that is detached when he's no longer among the living, harosh liyorshin. Not only the person who received the gift, but also that's not part of the gift. So talush ein bechubar lo. So the Gemara asks, you mean to say that if it's detached, yes, but if it's connected to the ground at the time of the death, no, it's not inherited by them. It's belonged to the son who received the property. Here we are, page 139. Vatanya shamin tam bechubarim lalokeach. We said at the Braita that if the son sold the estate and then the father took and he left attached produce, so you basically appraise the produce still the connected to the ground for the purchaser of the land, who must pay the seller's hair what is. So that's basically contradicted to what we said in the Mishnah. Ula lokashia, kan bivno, kan ba'acher. Obviously, a person is a very favoritism or favorable toward his son, so he intend to bequeath the connected produce to his son together with the property itself. So when the son sold it to another person, there is no such intention. And obviously, if it wasn't Erev Shabbos, we have so much to add here. Rabbi Akiva Iger, Drisha, Choshen Mishpat, Rambam. But hopefully next year after Shabbos we continue on with the sugya.